Hey, welcome back to the 5-4. I hope you're doing good. So, when I was setting up to record this episode, I realized that I have never actually said my name. So, my name is Daniel for those of you who didn't know my name. So, yeah. So today we'll be answering two questions. Yeah, two questions. First one is, they are all related to sin. It's, why did God allow sin in the first place, and why can't God just remove sin and just take it away? So, for the first question, why did God allow sin? Why did God create sin? So, just to begin, that God didn't create sin. Sin wasn't something of God's creation, but sin exists. So, how does sin exist? Sin is the defiance of God's rule. Yeah. So the thing is, with free will comes the ability to choose, or the ability to choose to do or not to do God's will, and choosing not to do God's will, or choosing not to obey God, is sin. And that is why the fruit was in the garden. First, the garden to give us the knowledge of what it means to not obey God, like to do things outside of God. That is the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So good is obeying God, evil is not obeying God, basically. Yeah, so why was the tree there? Why did God give us the ability to choose to follow him or not to follow him, to obey him or not to obey him? There's a dog barking, my neighbor's dog. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but yeah. Why did God choose to give us the choice? It is because he loves us. Because with love comes choice. Love comes choice. So if we didn't have the opportunity to choose between loving God and not loving God, then we don't really love him, or we don't really know we love him. It is the same way with people, the same way with everything. The only way you can know if someone truly loves you, like let's say a partner or something, is if there are other options. Other options sounds weird. If there are other people, yeah. If there is no other person to choose from, there's no other thing to choose from, then you cannot really say you love something. It's like saying, oh, I love eating Gary. Let's say Gary, yeah. I love drinking Gary and everything, yeah, but Gary is the only thing I've ever drank in my entire life. Of course, I would love drinking it because I don't know about any other food. So that is my only choice. So that is the only reason why I love it. But if I had other choices of food to eat, but I still loved curry, yeah, like I still like curry, I still love curry, yeah, then that just means that yes, you are actually in love with curry. I love drinking curry. For those of you who don't know, curry is like cassava flakes. I think that is the English name. Yeah, that is the English name, cassava flakes. So yeah, that is basically the thing. So the reason why there is sin, the reason why God allowed sin, is because sin is basically the ability, free will is the ability to choose, and not choosing God is sin, no matter what it is. So not choosing God is automatically sin. Yeah, so God didn't really create sin. Sin existed as free will existed. So sin is like, you know how they always say everything has its advantage and an advantage. Everything has a good and everything has a bad. Sin is the bad side of free will. So I think that is the first question. That's the first question. God didn't create free will. Free will is the yin, is the yang to the yin of free will. No, that's not. Free will is not the yang to the yin, but you get what I'm saying. I'm trying to over-explain, but yeah. Now down to the second question. Why can't God just take sin away? So the thing is, God is a just God. He's loving, but he's also just. Yeah. And the thing is, since sin is disobeying him, someone has to take the punishment for sin. Someone has to take the punishments for disobeying God. Yeah. And you can say, well, why can't you just take it away? I mean, he's God, so he should be able to take it away. Yeah. Well, God, he God is just. Yeah, he's just. Being just is him. Yeah. So him just taking away sin without there being a punishment for it would not be just. So someone has to take that punishment for sin. It is the same way, let's say you have a phone, yeah? Everybody has a phone. So let's say your phone, yeah? Someone drops your phone and it spoils, yeah? The person would have to pay for it. Someone would have to take responsibility for spoiling the phone, yeah? Someone have to pay for the phone. And of course, it has to be the person that spoils the phone, yeah? But even if you say, oh, don't worry, I would handle it, yeah? The person not paying for it doesn't mean the problem, the issue went away. Yeah, you just took the issue upon yourself. You just took the problem upon yourself. You just took the responsibility upon yourself. Yeah. So someone still had to pay for it, even though you want to say, don't forget about it. I'll take care of it. And that is the exact same thing God did. Yeah. So God is like, okay, you have sinned against me. Yeah. And I love you, and I don't want you to go through the punishment of disobeying me, yeah? So I would give you somebody, yeah? Like somebody would have to take the punishment for the sins you have done, yeah? But no other person can take that punishment except for me, myself. That is Jesus, yeah? So that is how Jesus came and he died for our sins, to take the punishment for our sins. So technically, God did take away sin, but he took it upon himself, the punishment of sin upon himself. But sin itself cannot just be taken away, because sin itself is part of our choice, like the first question. So yeah, sin is a choice, because sin exists because we have free will, and the product of sin, yeah, the punishment for sin, God takes it upon himself, so we won't have to go through it ourselves, because he loves us, yeah. So he would rather take the punishment upon himself. But again, he cannot forcibly make you give it up. Okay, again, I'm saying before, but he cannot forcibly make you give him the burden of taking your sin, of taking the punishment for your sin. Because again, sin is basically free will. Sin is a product of free will, yeah, because you have free will, that is why you can sin, yeah. And it would not be right, because again, God is just. It would not be right for God to take away the punishment of your sin if you don't choose to give him, because he loves you, yeah. So you would have to, by yourself, give it unto God. It is the same way God doesn't send people to hell, yeah. You choose to go to hell because he cannot force you into heaven. You get? So yeah, that is a topic for that day. So yeah, that's what we are saying. Just you have to give the punishment of sin up to God. He would not come and forcibly take it away from you, because it is a choice you have, and he loves you, and with love comes freedom. Yeah. If I love somebody, I would not restrict them from doing some things, yeah. If I love somebody, I would not restrict them from having free will, from having choice, yeah. It's like saying I let's say I have a partner now, yeah. I cannot restrict them from having communications with other people, yeah, in a bid of, they might leave me for them. Okay, that is definitely going too far. But yeah, it would not make sense, because then I would not really know if the person really loves me. You won't know if the person really loves you, because there is no choice. There is no opportunity to do that thing. So basically, that is it. Sin is just your free willing. Well, yeah, that's just the end of today's episode. And I would see you again next week. Peace.